Hi, everybody. This is going to be my final module for our class. The learning principle that I've chosen to go with is Gagne's 9 events of instruction. The reason I went with this learning principle is because it made sense to me in terms of following an order for e learning, for asynchronous learning, or for virtual learning. And I really like the fact that I can physically see what each of the steps are, and I can assign a task to it. So I've chosen to do my entire module through Google Classroom. The reason I chose Google Classroom is simply because it's what I know. I wish I knew other things. I'm also kind of limited in my technology as I am using my work computer. So it has Google Classroom and it's what I'm using. My class that I'm choosing to teach is Speech and Professional Communications. I taught 2 years and 2 summers of professional communications at the high school level, mainly to freshmen and sophomores. And I really enjoyed it. I think it's by far my favorite thing that I've ever taught. The unit that I chose to focus on is nonverbal communication. And so I actually created it as a topic in my class, nonverbal communication. This is our second unit. And so the first step in the 9 events of our learning structure is to gain the attention of the learner. And so I put a little fun fact to kind of get the kids thinking. It says, did you know that 93% of our communication every day is nonverbal? Only 7% of what we say and communicate to others is our chosen words. How do you feel about this? Comment below. So, this is just a little hook to kind of get the kids interested in what it is that we're going to be learning about. Most of the time, when high school students hear this statistic, it's pretty staggering. So they kind of want to know more about how to make their nonverbals efficient, effective. A lot of kids just don't want to be as awkward, and so they really like this unit of nonverbal communication. I also started with another little hook, which is a video from Pixar. It is a 3-minute video of a family having dinner. And so you could see everything kind of unfolding at their dinner table. A lot of facial expressions, micro expressions, and then of course you see all of the emotions in the background, kind of working in their minds uh, to make to make these facial expressions possible. And so you kind of get a good picture. This also gains the attention of the learner, and it stimulates their prior learning because most students have seen this movie before and they enjoy it. And so this is just a fun clip for them to see, to kind of get them going on the unit. The next step is to inform the learner of the objectives. And so it says, welcome to our second unit in speech class, nonverbal communication. By the end of this unit, you will be able to describe the importance of nonverbal communication, identify the different types of nonverbal communication, evaluate nonverbal communication styles in personal versus business interactions, understand the key components of body language and their function in our daily interactions. And it says, please complete and submit the 10 assignments in the order that they are listed. Assignment number 1 is just simply to read a couple of articles. They have the first article, and these 2 articles will actually be the basis for the entire content of our unit. So it's really the bulk of the information is being front loaded through these 2 articles, and that's also the next step in the module, is to present the content to the students. And so what I'm doing is just front loading the 2 main pieces of information that they will be using throughout our unit. It says you will write a short reflection of each article in the comments section of this assignment, 3 to 5 sentences per article, just telling me basically that they read it and they understood it. Assignment number 2 is a Nearpod, and so they have a Nearpod of nonverbal communication. I have a preview here. And this is pretty much an SEL lesson. It's for 9th through 12th grade. How can building social and emotional skills improve our lives? They will identify the types and examples of nonverbals, explain how nonverbal communication can enhance or detract from the content of a speech, and evaluate examples of nonverbal communication. So this is a really good Nearpod. I mean, I recommend if you guys have time to go into the module, you can actually check it out for yourselves. But it's very long. It has a VR, and it just guides the student through the learning. What are emotions that you might feel in the speaker's position? Has a little open-ended question. So you get the idea. You guys have all seen the Nearpod before, and this is a really, really great Nearpod that I found. Okay. Um, Assignment number 3 is to create an outline for the first article, which is nonverbal communication and body language. Uh, the instructions are here. Open up the second article from our first assignment, which is here. The article is titled Nonverbal Communications and Body Language. Complete an outline of the article using the template provided or use your own version. So I provided a template for the students here, and I made a copy for every student. And it's just a very, very basic Cornell Notes template that they could use so that they could submit it within the Google Classroom. However, they also have the option to use their own version of Cornell Notes for the article outline. Submit your outline notes here by attaching your file. Assignment number 4, they will create a Google Slides for the article, the second article, which is the types of nonverbal communication. So if you remember, I front loaded both of the articles. And so now with assignment number 3 and assignment number 4, now they get to utilize those articles in outline format and a Google Slides format. So here's my Google Slides, and they have the instructions on slide number 2. Choose 3 of the 9 types of nonverbal communication. Fill out slides 3 through 5 with information and graphics required. You may use the layout I have provided or move things around as long as you have everything on the slide. Feel free to add more and be creative. And so I just made them like a very basic template where they will have to break down 3 of the 9 types of nonverbal communication. So this gives them student choice. They can choose the 3 that are the most interesting to them, or the 3 that they find that they could give the most pictures or videos or information about. So it's just three slides that they have to fill out and find examples and pictures and scenarios. And so this kind of gets them to elicit performance, and it also guides them through what possible scenarios they could encounter when using these types of nonverbal communications. Okay, assignment number 5 is a video that they will have to watch. It's a 12-minute video, which is a really good video, titled The Power of Nonverbal Communication. And it's a TED video. Coronavirus, I would have you turn to it. And it's very current because it does talk about COVID. And so it's a current video, and it's very, very interesting. And so it is going to be at this point the student's job to complete a Flipgrid of how they felt, what they noticed. Basically, they will be responding to this video in a Flipgrid response. Should be between 1 and 3 minutes long. And this will also provide them feedback, which is another one of the 9 components of the learning principle. And so this will be assignment number 5. Assignment number 6, I have found 3 awesome ed puzzles on the 3 types of nonverbal codes, which is vocalics, kinesics, and proxemics. And all 3 of the ed puzzle assignments are very crucial in our unit. I wish I knew more about Edpuzzle when I was teaching speech because I didn't know about it back then. Um, Sorry, let me pull it up. Oh no, it's not letting me unless I go into my teacher account. Okay, well, it's 3 Edpuzzles. I really wish I could show them to you, but they are really good. It says take a lot of notes during the Edpuzzles and record your scores at the end. You will be reflecting in the next assignment. Notes are crucial. So as they're moving through the Edpuzzles, they have to be taking notes and calculate and tally their scores of what they got in each Edpuzzle. Assignment number 7 is think about the 3 Edpuzzles that you have completed. They have to write an essay, 5 paragraphs, APA style with citations, reflecting on vocalics, kinesics, and proxemics. And then I gave them a few guiding questions here. Which of the Edpuzzles did you enjoy the most and why? What were your scores? Which of the 3 types of nonverbal codes do you feel you are strongest or weakest in? How can you improve on your skills in each of the nonverbal codes? Which of the nonverbal codes do you feel you need to be most careful in when you are in a business or professional setting? So, toward the end of our course in speech, we do job interviews. And so, this is important for them to start thinking about their nonverbal cues in the business setting. Number 8 is a quiz, nonverbal communication. So, I hope this one comes out. So I actually created this quiz and it does have a few questions. This is I'm the first to join. Filler words such as and you know are used in the place of a pause. And so this quiz actually has 40 questions. So I'm not going to go through the whole 40 questions, but it is a quiz that I created based on the 2 articles. And so by now they should know the 2 articles fairly well. Again, if you happen to go into my module, I recommend you take the quiz. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy, but it does cover all of the main points of the 2 articles. Number 9 is to select their final assessment. So this is a choice board that I created. It's a tic-tac-toe. Select 3 of the assignments. They must be in a row, vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. Choose the 3 that seem most interesting and fun for you and play upon your strengths. Submit a response to this post by letting me know which 3 projects you will be doing. If you are working with a partner or on any of them, please submit their names as well and let me know how you will be planning on meeting to collaborate. And this is their choice board. Feel free to pause it and check out the different assignments that I have for them. This is very similar to something I actually did when I taught speech, but I tried to kind of do a little bit more of e-learning things that they could do, because a lot of my assignments when I was teaching in person were skits and things that require them to meet with a partner, stuff like that. So this is going to be a little bit different, but they have to choose three projects from the choice board. And then finally, number 10 is to complete their final assignment. So number 9 is basically just selecting the three that they're going to do and letting me know what they're doing. And then number 10 is to complete their final assignments. Um, I gave them a little bit of clues here. If your assignment includes a partner acting skit, you may do it virtually through Zoom, Meets, or Teams and record your conversation in that way. And they have to submit their files or links in this assignment. And that is my module. So that is my topic of nonverbal communication as part of my speech and professional communications class using my learning principle of Gagne's 9 events of instruction. Thank you for watching. And I'm sorry if this video was long. I didn't know how long it was supposed to be. Bye.